In this tutorial, we're going to look at the assignment. Now, we could use the term assignment a little bit more loosely. For example, it could include a discussion post that has become a graded discussion post and therefore would be an assignment. It could be a quiz that's also an assignment. But there's also a built-in function or course item within Canvas called the assignment, and that's what we're going to look at today. So let's just go ahead and go into one of my classes. And you can see that over here on the left, we actually have a page that's called assignments. We're going to do a whole tutorial just on that page and what assignments look like. And so for now, I'm going to jump into my modules. Oftentimes, teachers will use the module page to create their assignments. And so they can do that just by clicking up here, choosing new assignment, and then giving it a name. To know the difference between whether it's an assignment or a page or discussion post, you can look at the icon that is to the left of the title. So, for example, here we have a page and it looks like a document, but here it's that almost a very similar document, except for it has that little pencil symbol. This is the assignment. So let's go ahead and click into here. Okay, so just like a page, and really almost any course item inside of Canvas, the assignment has what's called the rich content editor. And so they can put text, they can put videos, pictures, audio, tables, really almost anything that would go in, say, a document of some sort. But it's set apart because an assignment can be assigned. Okay, so I'm going to click right here at the edit button, and we'll go kind of behind the scenes a little bit. So again, here's that rich content editor. By grabbing this little symbol here, I can make it bigger. Okay. As a substitute, if you're a short-term sub, you might not need to do any actual editing of assignments or creating assignments, but as a long-term substitute, you definitely will. So for example, on this one, I have a graphic that we've loaded into our template that can then signal to the students what kind of action they're doing. Not everybody uses these. I use them just to give them that visual clue so they know that this is a reading. I've included a reading, and you can see that the text can be indented just like this. And really, my goal when I create my assignments is to make the content as easily accessible as possible so that they can read it easy, listen to it easy, whichever. So anyways, so the content editor, the rich content editor is where content would be put, maybe instructions, maybe for example here a reading or a video. But down underneath, this is where we get into the actual assignment details. So right here tells us how many points this is worth, and the point value or how it is scored can actually be changed from points to a complete incomplete to a percentage. Okay, you can put a 60, 70%, whatever it is. You can use a letter grade GPL scale, or you can even say that it's not graded. Okay, I want to put that back to points so that my students aren't surprised. As well, how a student submits an assignment can be different. We can do it online, we could do it on paper, or we can use an external tool. If you choose on paper, it basically is saying that this is going to create a column in the gradebook, but there's not going to be any real submission online. Okay, an external tool allows us to connect to a variety of external websites and applications, for example, Google Docs, some curriculum items, CK12, just a whole host of different tools, really, that we can use for submitting assignments. Okay, and depending on what that teacher has installed or what that district has installed, you're going to see a different variety of tools here. One of the most common ones, though, is going to be a Google Doc. Either we'll be using the old version of Google Drive Cloud Assignment or the newer Google Assignments. But either one, with that, a copy will actually be created for the students, and then they'll be able to edit it and turn it back in. For this particular assignment, I'm using the simple online method, and you can choose how that assignment is then submitted. So for example, they can do text entry, which gives the students their own rich content editor, and they can put text or video or pictures or whatever in. You can use a website URL, which is just the web address, a media recording, which actually allows the students to record themselves. And that function is also inside of the rich content editor. So right here where you would do upload, record media, it allows the student to go in and change my webcam there and actually record, and then submit. But instead of doing it in the rich content editor, it's just that. It just hits right there to where they would record their message. And finally, a file upload where they can actually upload a document. And so you can choose one, or the teacher may have chosen more than one as well. If they have Google Drive installed, it's going to allow them to search for document inside their Google Drive no matter what. For submission attempts, the default is unlimited, but you can limit it and then how many times that this assignment could be submitted. There's ways of doing it as a group assignment and peer reviews. We won't go into that. But the other big thing that you might need as a substitute is being able to differentiate the due dates. And so here I've chosen everyone, but I can actually hit add and I can choose another student or a section of students really that I want to give a different due date to. And what that does is allows me to set one due date for one group of students or another due date for a second group of students. This will, if you're a long-term substitute and you are teaching one course that has multiple sections in it, an example there would be 8th grade Spanish class with 3 periods of it. And so maybe one is a little bit further along than the other two. So you would set different due dates. And so in here, we actually have those sections and the ability to say this section gets this due date and this section gets that due date. And you can set as many as you need. Okay. And you can also do it all the way down to the individual student. Let me jump into what this looks like as a student. And so this is just going to reload real fast. So this is what the student sees. They see whatever details have been set, due dates, and this will be depending on them. So if they're in a section that it's been set for the 21st, then that's what they will see. But if they're in a section that was set for the 23rd, then that's what they will see. They won't see a variety or a range. It tells you how they can submit it, text box, what the points are, as well as any details that were in the rich content editor. Now, the funny part is that the submission button is actually at the top of the assignment. And so they would click here. And what that's going to do is whatever the submission type is, it's going to pop up down here. Now, because I chose only text entry, that's all that is being shown. But you can see here that it gives the full rich content editor, and then they can submit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of student view and show one more thing. There we go. And so the last thing I want to show is that up here in the right corner, you can see a link to Speedgrader. We'll go over Speedgrader in another video, but also how many submissions have been submitted and then how many have been graded. So for this example, I have like 31 students in this class, but only 22 have submitted it. Okay, and I haven't graded any of them yet. And then finally, right here on the right, you have some tools that would allow you to make a copy to another course or that kind of thing. So in this particular lesson, we've looked at how we can use the assignment or what the assignment looks like. And again, we'll go into the assignment index page in a future lesson. Thank you.